Yeah. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, shit. Let's talk. I bumped the space bar. Let's talk a little bit about the Snow White movie, since we're here and all that.
The Snow White people in it movie.
So, first of all, did you see the clip that people kept tweeting and sharing around of the end of the movie where there's all the snow? People are like, can't believe this shit is in a Snow White movie. And like, I'm sorry, I've been watching it, like as people post it, and I'm still like, I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Like a lot of this Snow White shit, I don't get it.
A lot of it, I think, is just holdover from the fact that when they were like, we're remaking it, and they did all this shit, and they did the we aren't going to use little people for dwarves, now they're the 8 magical creatures, and it looked like some sort of weird pride parade. A lot of people lost their fucking minds and just decided to hate it, and I think they've just been still on the hate train because the actresses in it are kind of dicks.
Here's what I don't get. It's just a shitty movie.
Right, don't watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be more shitty movies.
I've had my boycott planned since way before they started reshooting it and everything. It's like, I know, I'm not going to give a fuck about it. And that's held in pretty well.
Ready? I have a standing boycott of pretty much every Snow White movie they're ever going to make, including the animated one they've already made. Why? Don't give a fuck about Snow White. Yeah, it's gay to like Snow White. It's weird. It's demoralizing to watch all these guys make videos and shit where they're like, yeah, we own the libs by not supporting a Snow White movie and blah, blah. It's like,
Aaron, it's not demoralizing. It's quality entertainment to watch those bastards. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm cruising the internet. I'm like, your life's worse than mine. It's Schadenfreude at its best. Don't ruin this for me.
But it's one of those things where you're like, this is where we're at, huh? Because like we look at the left and we're like, what a bunch of pussy crybabies. And then you see this Snow White come out and you're like, oh, that's right. There's no difference between conservatives and liberals. It's just who has
it's
more.
Just what they hate.
Yeah, who has more opportunities to bitch and complain and whine? And
they're both going to make you cringe just as hard over different stuff.
This is the clip people are showing, and they're like, that fucking bullshit doesn't belong in a Snow White movie. And it's like the celebration at the end of the film. This is, yeah, they're like, I can't believe this is in a Snow White movie. I'm like, it's a bunch of people singing and dancing in the snow. That seems like it would be in a Snow White movie.
Was it because they gave like kind of like a fucking freeze frame second to Kevin Hart there? Like, what's the deal?
Or that they put the guy in the guy who runs that rock band in the Jabba the Hutt rock band. That's the weird thing. Like, they keep showing the CGI dwarfs, and I'm like, that's the guy who did the Jedi rock thing at the Jabba Palace.
You know, it'd be really funny if someone wanted to make fun of this. Is they put that scene, they put that music in there, so they're dancing to it, but the music plays. Yeah.
But do you remember when they did the remake? You know, they
CGI'd everybody in. Yeah,
they CGI'd that musical performance in, and like people like to point to the prequels and go, "This is what ruined Star Wars." I'm like,
no,
it was already starting. Like when
it was starting on the like anybody who had a friend who was a huge Star Wars fan to the point where they had like the original 3 remastered, the original 3 digital remastered remake, like, and they had them all on a shelf. It's like, you've got the same fucking movies, but you've got like 4 different copies of them on there. Well, this is the one, and this is, and they're like, oh God. And then they're like, we're doing the prequels. I'm like, it's gay.
People are saying that, they're saying they're mad because the scene in Snow White is a Diddy White party. Oh, God, guys, Jesus fucking Christ. You really think
you're reaching, you're stretching too far. Put down the shoehorn, okay?
Guys, you can rest easy at this. It's a shitty Disney movie. They've made a lot of them lately. They're gonna make a lot more.
I'll give you an idea why they might have doubled down on all the white clothing, because they had the people of color and they realized they already had pissed off a lot of people on that move. And they're like, I know, put white stuff in it. That'll make it fair.
If we don't do this last scene really white, the contrast on this film is going to be out of control.
Someone thought we were monochromatic.
It's going to be all eyes and teeth in this last scene. We got to spruce it up a little bit. Put a little something in the background, huh? Jesus, guys. $1 from Trucker 18 Wheeler says, just be like Matt and I. Don't know anything about most movies and shows, and who cares? I think that's the way to go with the Snow White thing. I think,
If you don't like a movie, getting too worked up about it accomplishes nothing. Just move on and don't watch it.
Sam Show says the story here is they did woke shit, had to reshoot the movie 3 times as a result, and now Disney has this massive flop on their hands, and it's really funny. That's funny to me too. That's the
all
funny.
you should do, though. You should sit back and laugh at that.
Right. I never thought I'd say this, but Sam Show has the right idea.
Guys, and this is a one-off. Listen to Sam Show.
And by the way, it's not because of Sam Show's theory as to who's behind all the reshoots. That's not what I'm talking about. It's just the very on its face basis of Sam Show saying that it's funny that they lost all this money. I agree. It's very funny that they lost all this money.
Mm-hmm. It's hilarious.
But that's it. Nothing after that.
I like watching the woke actresses who were posting about how this and tweeting about this movie's so great because it's about woman power and we don't need a man and we're not making a damsel in distress and blah. And they pretty much smeared shit publicly all over the movie they're in by going, we're going to make it better than the old one because the old one's such a piece of shit. And then all of us as a collective society went, well, this looks like a steaming pile of garbage.
Well, and that's just it. It's kind of like the new Star Wars sequels. Like, it all comes down to, did you need to do, there was no reason to do this. Nobody was asking for this. You put a nice bow on this story a long time ago. Like, you didn't even need the prequels of Star Wars.
No, you didn't.
Like, it was the 3 movies told a story, wrapped it up. There was no reason for any
The only reason they managed to squeak the prequels by is because it was the start of all this crazy autistic shit in the internet, and people were like, "But it starts with episode 3. It doesn't make any
4.
sense." And then 4. That's right. I'm sorry, I can't count either, so I'm retarded. But yeah, like they said, it starts with episode 4. It doesn't make it. All right, fine. We'll make episode 1. And everybody, and I hate to admit this, I myself too, lost their shit when they saw the preview for episode 1, and we saw Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul facing off, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks cool. And then it wasn't, because
I saw a very funny meme this week that Liam Neeson trained the 2 most evil people in movie history. I fucked that up. Liam Neeson trained one of the most evil people in movie history and one of the best people in movie history because he trained Darth Vader and Batman. I mean, it kind of cancels each other out, right?
I mean, in a way, but he failed on the Batman one because he didn't get him to be where he wanted to.
Well, no, but he trained him. Still trained him, yeah. Trucker 18 Wheeler with $1 says, so Johnny is saying Jews are the problem when he says, listen to Sam Show. Johnny.
No. Again, that's an extrapolation you're taking.
I can't believe you would say something
I said
like
the
that.
Jawas are a problem in Star Wars.
Well, who were they supposed to be? Space Jews.
Dude, and that's the thing. I just figured that out a minute ago. Wow, that was subtle.
They're always haggling over the price of the droids and shit.
Right? I mean, it was it was right there.
I mean,
they show up, take anything they can get their little hands on, and try to make a buck. Who couldn't see it? I couldn't. What's wrong with me?
Iron Bank of Bravos, they'll back anyone who they think can pay them back. I mean, Game of Thrones, it's there too.
I'd say it was a little on the nose, but they kept using Spanish people for them, so it was hard to see.
Oh, the Iron Bank of Bravos? No, a bunch of stale, crusty white dudes.
Oh, shit.
The Iron Bank of Bravos.
I'm thinking of the Isle of Dorn.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of what's his nut that
Pedro
was like,
Pascal.
you raped her, you murdered her, and then he gets killed. It's just fucking horrible.
It was kind of his own fault. He got cocky.
He was too busy bragging.
Yeah, he should have just shoved a fucking spear through his head.
Should have just killed the mountain, man.
Yeah. You got a guy like that down. You got to finish
Keep
on.
him down.
You get a big man like that down. You got to finish on his face.
Jesus, man, you have to know what you're saying when you say
spear and you jam it right into his head. That's what. I mean.
Your spear. It's in your hand.
Yeah,
cocked, locked, and ready to unload.
And
in this point,
right on his face, and it just sprays.
You need a good firm grip. One hand or two.
Just a good thrust.
Yeah, right
onto his face, and
one good shot, and it's all over.
It's all over, man. It's done. So yeah,
All over but the towel.
Don't worry about the Snow White movie. It's fine because there's two things to remember. One of these things is not going to be controversial. The other is Gal Gadot is fucking gorgeous. She talks obnoxiously, but what are you gonna do? But she's very pretty, and I know she's getting a lot of shit. I know people don't like her, but I have a confession to make. I know people have the back hair picture and everything like that. I don't think the chick who plays Snow White is unattractive. Rachel,
I do.
Really? Rachel Zegler?
Yeah.
Here, let me pull. Oh, okay. These aren't the best photos. I mean, do they have to make her look like a?
Yeah, I'll agree.
Now?
Gal Gadot is hot as fuck. I thought so since I saw her in what was it? Whatever Fast and Furious movie she.
Not with
showed
that
up in
fucking
first.
flat hair though. Jesus, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's
Give it some
that's a little
bump.
hard to take,
Yeah.
but that's not an everyday thing. You could still work with that, but I'm sorry, she's kind of fugly and no tits. I can't do
I'm
it.
sorry. Let's do. Can we do the small town bar example here? If that walks into the bar in your town,
I'm not into that.
bruh, just because she doesn't have almond eyes, just because her L's aren't
Well, if
R's.
we're gonna put that list up there, there's a kimono missing. No, but I'm saying just in general, looks too much like a little boy.
Well, don't. Now you're setting
Wait,
me up.
I
That's
just-
a fucking dirty
That's
move.
not helping you at all.
That's a
now.
dirty move. That you son of a bitch. See, like if
What are you
that,
talking about?
if you
Tell
went,
me I'm wrong.
well, now you're putting me in a weird spot.
There's all right. Other than this photo, I'll say this photo. She has a lot more femininity in her face.
What's that?
and
She has
stuff.
what? She has a lot more
Femininity.
What?
Femininity.
Femininity.
Femiquidity.
Feminine
Tits
equity.
McGee.
Feminine equity. Cunt
Queeferisms. I
Cunt
don't-
juice. She's got a lot more cunt swagger in this picture.
Right. Yeah. She's got a lot more. She's got a lot more clit shtick in here, and I can. And I can appreciate. This is a prettier girl to me.
This
But
girl is twat walking. You're right. Twat walking is when your pussy sounds like this. Hi, I love the movie we just. That's twat walking. No, come on. I mean, I know people hate her politics, and she is insufferable to listen to, but you're not dating her.
Right, but I'm just saying, in a lot of those places where she's being insufferable, she has kind of like a tomboyish look that I'm just not into.
Let's be honest.
Sorry.
She has a bit of an AOC thing going on
True.
where she's obnoxious, so it takes away from her attractiveness, but I look past that. I'm so shallow that I can look past someone's personality and see the beauty on the surface.
I love how you make it seem endearing when
Yeah,
you say it.
yeah.
Like, dude, I'm so shallow that I don't give a fuck what kind of horrible person you are.
Right.
Oh, you're pretty fuckable.
Exactly. My shallowness sustains through the hard times. Like a lot of people, they're shallow and they'll let things like personality deflect them away from someone. I'm so shallow that I can look beyond the personality beneath and just see the beauty on the surface.
Motherfucker's so shallow, he's a hill.
See how good I am at that?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I can't disagree with you necessarily because I have seen her open her mouth and talk, and I don't care for her personality that I've seen. So maybe that is influencing my decision. But yeah, I'm also not like, oh, I got to get laid no matter what. Like, I'm kind of picky, as I've discovered, which isn't working out well as an older person.
For me,
when I was
it's-
younger, there was a lot, so it wasn't like it didn't matter.
For me, it's never been I have to get laid. For more, it's like I just keep tripping into chances to get laid, and I have a hard time. You know, I always kind of act like it's the last one I'm going to see. And then the thing that gets me...
See, I've never had that happen. I always act like, oh, this is going to happen again. Like, because before the MS, everything, like, that's where it was just like, oh, I'm not even trying to do this. It just showed up.
Look, I want to preface
you know.
this by telling people, don't be like me. You run into problems, right?
Name 4.
Okay, let's see. The two. Well, you can't make me name 4 because one of them I'm legally obligated not to mention. So that's not.
Ha ha, I
very nice.
win.
Trucker 18-wheeler with $1 says, let's move on or I'll send more Bob Nelson. That's what he did.
That's what it was.
Trucker
'Cause he
18
bragged to me about it, too.
He sent the fucking Bob Nelson football team bit.
And, yeah. That's because he came on my show, I think, on Friday and bragged that he had pissed you off with a clip. And he's like, I pissed him off with a clip. I'm like,
it was the Bob Nelson. Well, you go watch the Bob Nelson football player clip today and try not to get pissed off. You don't. Power Windows with $1 says, you have bigger tits than her, bro. No, I'm not counting.
Do. That's why I don't like her.
Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says, Johnny admitting he's retarded and Aaron embracing his gay self shows nature is healing, though both of you showing self-awareness. I do that. I can't help it. I know what I am. I know who I am. That's what gives me the edge over all these other weirdos.
Wait a minute. I've known I was retarded for a while. This isn't.
That's just it. You've known.